Name's Joel Billy. Well, it was. Once. Back in the day. Joel Billy. Like Billy Joel, but the opposite. In fact, I actually worked for Billy Joel for quite some time in the early 90s, doing just that, being the opposite. We both happened to be at the same party one fateful night. Word got around to Bill that there was some guy there that had the exact opposite name as him. He eventually tracked me down, made me show him my driver's license, my birth certificate, my passport, a Subway gift card to prove that I really was Joel Billy. Bill couldn't believe it. Said I must be the man piano. You know, like Piano Man, but opposite. Yeah, he made a few jokes like that. You know, I must be looking for a downtown girl. And it must have been me who started the fire. That I obviously don't have 5 agonizing bouts of horrible diarrhea every single day. Bill just found the whole idea just so funny. He had to excuse himself to the balcony for a 30-minute giggle fit. And a 4th bout of diarrhea. But at the end of the night, he asked me to join his crew. Wanted me to just follow him around, do and say the opposite of whatever he said and did, like I was some sort of opposite being from a parallel mirror world. Said he'd pay me $10,000 every week. There was no way I was going to say yes to that kind of money. Sorry, say no to that kind of money. I still think opposite sometimes. Actually, that got me into a heck of a lot of trouble on my wedding day. Priest asked if I would take this woman to be my wife. I said I don't. Ooh. Well, she knew what I meant. She was the only one, though. Her dad threw a shoe at me. Hit me right in the neck. On the plus side, though, we were videotaping the whole ceremony, and that tape got us on America's Funniest Home Videos. We didn't win the 10 grand, but that wasn't a big deal. I was getting 10 grand every week from the Joelster. Man, what a wild time. Just traveling around, doing the opposite of whatever Billy did. At breakfast, I'd eat dinner. Dinner, I'd eat breakfast. We ate lunch at the same time, though. You know, if he stayed at the top floor of a hotel, I stayed on the bottom, which was fine. I was afraid of heights anyway, so it was great. But then one day, everything changed. We were on tour and we stopped at the Grand Canyon. Bill and I, we were standing on the edge, looking out at this magnificent view. And then he looked down, deep down into one of these gorges. And he just stared and he said, "I'm not going to jump." And then he looked at me, deep into my eyes, just as deeply as he looked into that gorge, daring me, almost begging me to do the opposite. He must have seen the hesitancy in my eyes. Then he said, "I know I wouldn't survive that fall." I couldn't tell if he was testing me or if something broke in him and he really believed that I was some sort of magical opposite being from another dimension. Luckily, he had another bout of diarrhea and we didn't have to find out. Next day, I handed in my resume and got the hell out of there. Never looked back. Sometime after, I eventually changed my name to Bon John Bovi. Like John Bon Jovi, but switching the B's and the J's. I've never met him, but I don't know, I still wanted to feel a connection to one of the greatest musicians of our time. I bet you're wondering if I meant the opposite of greatest there. Well, I'll leave that up to me. To you. Shit. Hello. Goodbye. God, come on, Billy. Joel, no.